Sir, we are live now, right? Should I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I welcome all the participants on behalf of WIRC. Uh, we play the motto first. Sir, motto play करें.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रदब्रह्मा तदब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Yeah. With this, I welcome Karthika ma'am and Geetha ma'am for our another session in WOW series for today. So, a few lines about both the speakers. Ms. Karthika is a head of business solutions uh, of Zoho Finance and Operations. With 12 years of experience in business solutions, she has spent the past decade with Zoho Finance team, where she specializes in helping chartered accountants integrate modern technological advancements. She collaborates with clients and accountants to craft strategic solutions tailored to diverse business needs. Having lived in various parts of the country as an army kid, she brings a wide ranging perspective to her work, balancing her role as a married mother of an 8-year-old boy with professional commitment. She is deeply passionate about empowering women in the workforce, actively supporting their career growth. Her extensive travel representing Zoho Finance and Operations highlights her commitment to blending technology with traditional accounting practices, enabling professionals to succeed in a rapidly evolving industry. And Geetha ma'am is a product manager at Zoho Books. She has been a part of Zoho for over a decade, during which she successfully built and led the customer success team for the Zoho Finance Suite. Her passion for technology and innovation has guided her to her role of the product manager for Zoho Books. In this position, she leverages her technical expertise to develop and refine financial solutions that deliver exceptional values to users. Driven by a deep understanding of businesses and a commitment to maximizing potential of Zoho Books, Geeta ma'am now leads initiatives to enhance software for the North American market. With this, I welcome our both very learned speakers, and we look with upon to you to learn something new today. I hand over it to you for to continue the session, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mansi. Thanks for the introduction.
Thank you so much. So thanks the entire WIRC team. So I think in this WOW series, this is our ninth session with you folks. So I really thank all the WIRC.
So that is my little one. I'm really sorry for that.
No,
No
that's
problem.
okay. That is what we are trying to communicate in this WOW series, right? So
Yeah,
like with technology, you can still work from home and all of that with kids around. So totally okay.
yeah.
So So as you said, yes, we all look forward to this session. So I just curious to know, do we have any attendees who have attended our previous session? So we have a chat window, so we can use that, and we would like this session to be quite interactive. So in between, if you have any questions also, you can let us know on the topic whatever we are speaking. So anyone who has, okay, yes, the last one. So I think okay, we had a payroll and expense session, so that should be the one. Okay, anyone else who have attended our sessions before? Okay, if not, I presume everyone else is new to this session. uh, yes, initial 2 to 3 sessions. Okay, new. Okay, all right. So okay, others are not responding, uh, but I think okay, most of you might be new to this session. Yeah, now we are getting responses. Most of you guys are new. Okay, all right. Okay, nice to have new audiences also. Okay, a lot of new. Okay, thank you for responding. So we have active audience here. So please introduce Zoho Books from scratch is one of the message. Sure. So we will brief you about what Zoho Books is, and we have a section where we are explaining what we offer in each of the editions of country editions of Zoho Books. And apart from that, we have already, I think WIRC team have already published all our series before, okay, all the sessions before, where we have in detail, we have given a walkthrough of Zoho Books. We have also explained the customizations and automations in Zoho Books, the tax compliances in Zoho Books, um of the Indian edition. And today we'll be covering about other country editions also. And we have also done sessions where we are talking about expense management, payroll management, inventory management, and even commerce. So all these sessions are available on YouTube. So just in case you have missed those sessions, you can very well go and check the YouTube channel. You'll be able to find them. But in this session also, we'll just brief you about Zoho Books. If you do not know anything about it, definitely we'll do that. All right. So with that, I think we can get started with the session. It's not okay. So we will show you the UI of Zoho Books, and when we are explaining you. So first half of the session, we would talk about the topic first, which is like outsourcing the concept, and I think it's been a buzzword recently. So we will be first talking about it, and then we will also show you the UI of Zoho Books and explain a few things there, like how we cater to the global world. So let's get started.
All right. Hope you all can see our screen. Can one of you confirm, please?
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am, we are able to see the screen. We
All right.
were, just give me a moment. Now, yeah, we can see the screen now.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get started. So I would like to start off by extending our gratitude to WARC. As Karthika mentioned, this is the eighth or ninth session that we are doing as part of the WOB series. And from what I hear from our team, it's been a very great experience so far. So thank you for that. And today, again, we're going to talk about yet another interesting topic, the accounting outsourcing. And as Karthika mentioned, we will also talk about how Zoho Books can help you grab the opportunity that the outsourcing industry offers. Zoho Books helps you simplify compliance, helps you enhance communication, helps you meet tax requirements, and also helps you automate a lot of routine tasks. So we will look into all of that in detail towards the end of the session. All right, so let me get started. So we all know what outsourcing is, right? So outsourcing, in simple terms, is where a business hires a third party to get its work done. Like for example, you may hire somebody to develop website for your business, and so when we think about outsourcing, what normally comes to our mind is customer support or IT jobs or data entry activities. We don't really think about accounting getting outsourced, right? But believe it or not, accounting outsourcing has existed for a very long time. In fact, it's been there from the late 1980s. So when the industry started, in the initial days, the outsourcing involved basic tasks like outsourcing bookkeeping activities, like managing your regular sales, purchases, etc. But now the industry has grown so much that it offers a wide range of niche services, right from auditing, budgeting, tax planning, financial planning, even market research, and so on. So the industry has grown so much over the period of time, and right now it's valued at 145 billion US dollars as of 2024. It's so the industry is so huge. In fact, the study says that the number of businesses that outsources accounting activities is almost equal to the number of businesses that outsource their software projects. So that will, that should give us a fair idea about the size of this industry, and this is expected to grow further. The market conditions and globalization is so conducive that the outsourcing industry is expected to grow at a CAGR of 9.3% in the next 10 years. Right? So, who are the major players in this game? Who outsources the accounting activity, and whom do they outsource it to? So the accounting projects or activities mainly gets outsourced from countries like Canada, US, UK, Germany, and also Australia. And whom do they outsource it to? So they outsource it to countries like India, Mexico, Africa, Gulf countries, Philippines, and few other regions. And in fact, we have had first-hand experience in observing this pattern. So whenever we talk to our clients or partners from US or Canada, we often have their accounting team join the call from India. So the conversations can be around different things. Like sometimes it's about comparing the business requirements with the features that Zoho Books offers. And often in these discussions, it's the accountant who gives the final go ahead because they know the process in and out. They're also able to forecast their business requirements in the future. All right, and sometimes the conversation can also be about the data migrations. So normally, when a business switches their software, like when they move from one software to another, you also have to move or migrate the data, right? So you have to migrate the financial data from one system to another. And the accounting firms from India even provide this as an service. So they have expertise across all the softwares, not just the softwares that are available locally, but they also have expertise across the softwares, with the softwares that are available across the globe. And they help businesses migrate data from one system to another. All right, and in some cases, the accounting team from India also have a tech team as part of their team. And the tech wing normally takes up technical implementations. It could be about setting up custom integrations or setting up workflow automations. And most of the times, it's a win-win combination when you have both accounting professionals as well as technologists as part of your team. So these are some of the activities that gets outsourced and are offered by the Indian accounting firms. And in most cases, it's not just the businesses from these countries, like from US or Canada, that outsources the accounting activities. Sometimes it's also the accounting firms from these countries who outsource their accounting projects to Indian accounting firms. So in other cases, what they normally do is they set up an offshore team in India and then offer their services. Right, so it's not just the businesses who outsource their projects, the accounting activities. It's also the accounting firms from these countries who look for, who look for offshore potentials in India and other countries like Mexico, Philippines, Africa, and so on. So, but when you think about it, why would somebody want to, outsource their accounting? So we all know that, accounting or financial handling is like the heart and soul of a business. So why would somebody want to, outsource accounting itself? So one main reason all along has been cost reduction. I mean, it certainly helps to, outsourcing your financial activities definitely helps you bring down the cost, that is the overhead costs mainly, that are involved with hiring, training, and even retaining resources, right? So cost reduction has been one reason all along. But apart from that, the main reason why accounting gets outsourced is because it gives businesses access to highly specialized accounting professionals who have expertise in various areas. And this is very important for businesses of today because there are always regulations that are changing. Governments come up with newer measures, so there are strict controls. Even governments are moving towards advanced methods for e-filing. There are strict controls that are even imposed by the government. So it's very important for businesses to have access to highly skilled professionals, and this is one of the main reason why accounting gets outsourced. Another reason is to do with scalability, right? So we all know that the business can have its ups and downs. So you have busy seasons, and then you also have dull seasons, right? So, and if I'm going to hire or downsize my team based on the business conditions, it's not going to go. It's not going to work so well for me, right? It's not very easy to hire and downsize my team based on business conditions. And in such cases, outsourcing my accounting helps me a lot, so I don't really have to. So whenever there's more work, when I'm close to year end filing, or when the sales is higher, so when I need extra resources to help, I can always outsource my work, and when it is manageable, I can just manage it with my in-house team. So scalability is another factor why accounting gets outsourced. And another factor why businesses tend to outsource their accounting is that it gives them time. Like, time is precious, right? And running a business is very challenging. It's almost like walking on a tightrope. So, you always have to keep looking for newer opportunities, and you have to be watchful about market conditions. You have to pivot your strategy when needed. So there is so many things to worry about, right? And outsourcing your accounting gives you time and bandwidth to focus on your core business activity. So another reason why accounting is outsourced is it gives businesses the bandwidth they need to focus on their core activities. Yeah, and another reason that's been so another reason why accounting gets outsourced is talent crunch. Talent crunch. Just give us a minute. We're just checking if the meeting is going fine. Oops.
Uh, it is, we are not able to see your presentation now.
Yeah, now we
No, now
just
we
switch to
just
the
switched.
we switched to the Zoom screen because we suddenly heard a message that the meeting is being recorded. So we wanted to know if the meeting got reset by itself. I hope
No, no,
it's
no.
fine.
Yeah, it is all good. You all can continue.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was talking about talent crunch, right? So talent crunch or shortage of resources has been affecting, more than just one market, especially the. Sorry, this it kind of scares me whenever it comes. Very sorry about that. Yeah. So why is this happening? So in the US, when you look at it, there are fewer students who are taking up accounting as a profession. So the number of students who opt accounting as a profession is coming down drastically. And also another reason is there has been a mass attrition that's happening in the accounting profession. So a lot of people are leaving the jobs. And another reason this is happening is because the existing CPAs are closer to their retirement age. All put together, all of this has been influencing the accounting industry in the US, and you can see a similar pattern in other countries like Australia, Ireland, and UK. So it's not like there is no demand. There is definitely a demand for accounting professionals. There are newer businesses coming up. Governments are changing their rules and methods. So there's definitely a demand, but there is shortage of resources. And because of this, what happens is the accounting openings, the openings for accounting professionals are kept open for way too long. And and even businesses report inaccuracies or inefficiencies in the way they are handling their financial processes. So what they tend to do is they tend to look for other options, and they choose outsourcing as a best solution in this place. Now, so we saw why accounting is being outsourced, how the different countries are being impacted by various reasons. So there are just like India, there are other countries that are positioned to take up these, the accounting projects that get outsourced from these countries. And among these countries, how well is India positioned to make use of this opportunity? Like when you think about India, we are strategically positioned to make the best use of this opportunity. One main reason is that we have a young pool of highly skilled accounting professionals who show continuous commitment to learning and upskilling. So we have a fairly large number of young CAs who are ready to take on this opportunity. And another main reason is Indians are known for their work ethics and business values. So we are always known to be hardworking, committed, and highly passionate people, and people respect us for that. And we are also better positioned in terms of language proficiency. So India is ranked second globally in terms of English speaking population, and this definitely gives us an upper hand because it's easier to communicate. We can break language barriers. You can freely communicate with your clients, understand their requirements better, convey your ideas better, and all of that. So this definitely gives us an advantage. Another reason is another reason why India is well positioned is we are known to offer high quality services for better pricing, right? And we also have decent infrastructure, and we also are technologically advanced, which in turn helps us offer better services, right? And we are also politically well placed. For example, the Indian government as well as ICA themselves have MOUs with other countries that opens up global opportunities for Indian CAs. So, so with India's strategic positioning, what opportunities does it open for young CAs, young Indian CAs? One is, in addition to the traditional opportunities that you get, you can now work as part of a firm that takes up outsourced projects. And this gives you exposure to international clients, international taxations, regulations, and so on. Another opportunity is, like I mentioned earlier, it's not just the businesses that outsource their accounting. It's also the accounting firm from countries like US, Canada that sets up offshore team in India. So you get to be part of such offshore teams and directly work with international businesses and clients, right? Another best part is you can even start your own firm and take up outsourcing projects. You could start with something small, gain more experience, and then eventually take on bigger clients and carve a niche out for yourself in the accounting industry, right? And so with these newer opportunities in place, how can you prepare yourself? So one good way to go about this is by constantly upskilling yourself. So take up certifications that helps you develop specialized skills in a particular area. I mean, you could decide based on your interest. It could be on retail accounting, forensic accounting, tax accounting, market research, financial planning, and so on. So it's definitely important to get expertise in a particular field. That way you are well positioned to attract clients from a particular domain or particular industry. Another way to go about this is by building your online presence, right? So I mean, you need to have a website that details that talks about your goals, your values, your mission, the value. Just a minute.
Could you all confirm if our slide is visible?
Mansi, can you confirm if our
Like when we are presenting, are you able to see
oops.
our screen? Okay. So, okay,
We'll share our screen again. I'm sorry.
I think in between the meetings we're getting disconnected. So, okay. Is it visible now? I think it is visible now. Can you confirm?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So sorry for that. We didn't
Okay.
really notice. So
Okay. All right. We'll continue.
all right, yeah. So I was talking about building online presence. So it's important that your firm has a website that talks about the value, your mission, the value proposition you offer, and it also helps to add some of the feedback or customer testimonials of your existing customers. This definitely helps build the trust from your of. I mean, definitely helps build trust and gives you more recognition, right? And apart from that, it's also important that you share educational materials, because that way you're already offering solution to somebody who is looking for it. Like for example, you can make a video or a document that talks about how to do tax filing, or how to do year-end closure, or how to, it can be as simple as how to handle bank reconciliation. So many things. So you can come up with educational contents that are helpful for anybody who is looking out for these solutions. So building your online presence is a must, is an important step for you to gain international clients, right? Another factor is, as you all know, communication. So communication is something that's very important when you're dealing with clients. And here again, this will help you to understand your clients' requirements better. Share your ideas and thoughts, negotiate better deals. Gain newer opportunities, and more than anything, you can build a better relationship with all your clients, right? So communication is an important factor here, and it also helps if you learn one or two additional languages. I mean, believe it or not, it's not all that difficult. I've tried learning German. It's not that difficult as it used to be when we were in school, right? So you can also take up learning newer languages if it interests you. Another factor is professionalism. So your accounting, I mean, definitely there's opportunity, and with the opportunity, there's also competition, right? So your accounting firm needs to stand out. So your firm needs to be known for offering high value services, sticking to the deadlines, taking accountability, and so you should be known for providing high quality services. And when you offer high quality services to your existing clientels, it definitely the word definitely goes around, right? And word of mouth marketing is the best way to get newer clients, right? And another important factor is to understand the cultural nuances. So every country has its own way of working. Like in some regions, the business conversations are very formal. In some places it's casual. In some cases, you don't, I mean, you can't really contact a client after business hours. You have to be on time for all the meetings. You have to deliver things on time. Like when you say that you will deliver the project tomorrow, you have to deliver it tomorrow. And you also have to learn about their local holidays and practices, and plan your work around that. And this is where it helps to learn the local language, so that way you can connect better with your clients. So cultural and regional awareness takes you one step ahead in the game. And another most important factor is to build the right team, right? So it always helps to have a team that has the right blend of talents. One can be very good at communication, so they can work on negotiating deals, getting newer opportunities, and all of that. Another person can be highly skilled, can be technologically savvy, right? So they can ensure that your firm uses the right tools, right technology, and make it more efficient. Another person can be a highly skilled expert in tax accounting or planning or anything like that. So it's important to have to build a team that has a good mixture of all the right skills. So that's another important factor here. So it might, uh, whatever I just said might look like a long list of things to do, but if you pick the right tools or right methods or right technology, half the burden is sorted. Like you don't have to worry about half of the things. So if you pick the right tools, most of the things will be automatically taken care by the system, right? But how do you pick the tools? So what qualities do you need to look at for picking the right tools? So one main factor is embrace cloud technology right from day one, right? So cloud software gives you the benefit of working from anywhere, anytime, on any and on any devices. So whether you're traveling to meet your client or out of your office, you can always stay connected with your firm's details and as well as your client's information. So it's important to use cloud technology. Apart from that, it also gives you better data security. So you can provide access controls. You can see who can who can gain access to what information. You have detailed audit trials that tells you who made what changes at what time. So all of this is possible only if you use a cloud software. And apart from that, you also don't have to worry about manually updating your systems or taking a data backup each time. All of this is taken care automatically if you use a cloud application. And also, I mean, especially when you're working with international clients, it's important that the tool that you pick is compliant across the globe. So, as you might be knowing, there are different accounting standards, and every government has its own compliance requirements. Right. For example, in the UK, you have to file your taxes digitally. You have to be compliant with HMRC, and then in the UAE, you have to be FTA approved. Then there is ZCA. Likewise, every other country has its own regulations. So it is important that the tool that you pick matches all these requirements. Like for example, if you are handling a client from Mexico, right? Then there is a need for following e-accounting, wherein you're supposed to submit your chart of accounts, your trial balance, and balance sheet, all of this information to the government. So if the software has this particular feature, you don't have to worry about meeting this particular requirement, right? And the same applies for, let's say, tax filing in UK. You have to file your tax digitally to HMRC. And if this is available as part of the software, you don't have to do any extra efforts to meet this compliance requirements. So ensure that the tool that you pick is compliant and helps you meet the requirements of each of your clients from across the globe. All right, another factor to look at is collaboration. So, especially when you're working with international clients across different time zones and different languages, it's very important that you have the right communication tools. So, let's say you have a question about a particular invoice, and you want to ask your client something, right? So you can send them an email, wait for a couple of days, and then go about making the changes. But how about being able to initiate the chat right from your accounting system specific to that particular invoice? So that way everybody has more context to what is being discussed. Everyone knows that you're talking about that particular invoice. You can add your clients. You can instantly initiate a chat. You can even do a voice call or a video call, or even initiate a screen sharing session. And the best part is all of this information is available within the product, so you don't have to switch screens between your mail or other softwares and your accounting platform. So ensure that the tool that you pick also offers you better collaboration features. And like I said, when you work with international clients, language can be a problem in some instances. Like for example, if you're working with a client from Europe or let's say you're working with a client from Canada, Quebec province. They all speak different languages, right? But what if the software that you pick gives you translation capabilities? So moment the client sends you a text, let's say in French, the system can automatically translate for you in English. And not just that, the reply that you send back can also be translated automatically by the system, and it goes back in French or any other language of your client's preference, right? So all of this comes as part of the system. So it is important that you choose a system that helps you break language barriers. And another important factor is the tool that you pick also needs to be customizable, right? So, for example, let's say your client tells you that they want to capture a particular information. So you should be able to add a new field, to track this data. And let's say they tell you that they want to track their invoice status differently. So you should be able to add a custom status. So likewise, there can be multiple requirements from each of your clients. So it's important that the tools that you pick is customizable to meet the different requirements of each of your clients. That way, you don't have to worry about working on additional customizations to meet the basic requirements of your clients. Yeah. And this customization also helps with language barriers. Like for instance, let's say you're using a cloud application like Zoho, and I mean your team will be part of it, your client will be part of it. But let's say you prefer using it in English and they prefer using it in a different language, French or Arabic or German for that matter. You can use, the software applications have the capabilities that allows you to use the application in a different language, and your client to use it in the language that they prefer. So all of this comes as part of the cloud technology. And here again, it's not just with using the application, it also helps you meet some of the compliance requirements. Like, for example, when you invoice somebody in UAE, you're supposed to invoice them in Arabic. It's supposed to be bilingual, it needs to have English as well as Arabic on it. And in Canada, again, when you invoice somebody in Quebec, when you especially invoice a French customer, the invoice has to be in French. It can't be in English, right? So the software gives you capability to change the language of the invoices, not just the interface, but also change the language of the transactions that you create, and also any emails that you send right from the platform. And more importantly, the system should also give you ability to automate a lot of tasks. I mean, like when you go about with your accounting practice, there can be a lot of manual tasks that you have to do for each and every client, right? It could be as simple as sending them a reminder about a tax deadline, or about a year-end closure, or asking them to make a particular change, right? So instead of tracking all of these things manually, you can have the system do it for you. You just need to tell the system what it needs to do when particular conditions are met. So you can tell them that when the date is so and so, send out an email to the client and remind them to submit all of this, right? So there are so many ways in which you can automate things. So the tools that you pick should give you this capability so you can manage your operations more efficiently. And apart from choosing the right tool for managing your clients' accounts, it's also important that you choose a powerful practice management tool yourself, right? So this will give you capability to manage multiple clients, collaborate with them better, handle the year-end filing, use work papers for all the calculations, and even automate. So there are so many things that you can that an ideal practice management system can help you do it. So instead of juggling between multiple applications, you can do everything from one platform. So when your number of clients increase, the practice management system can take the burden off you if you pick a right practice management system. All right, and another important point that I wanted to highlight is the data security standards. So, apart from tax regulations, you also have very stringent data security standards in different countries, especially the Europe. Like one main criteria is the data has to reside within their country. Like if you, let's say, you work with a client from Europe, they would want their information to stay within Europe. So the tool that you pick needs to offer multiple data centers. So somebody who is in Canada would want to retain their data within Canada. Likewise, somebody from Australia would want to keep the data within Australia. So there are so in addition to this data center requirement, there are also strict regulations around how you handle a client's data, be it their personal information or the financial information. So, for example, like whenever a client talks to you about the services you offer, apart from your accounting capabilities, another factor that they often ask you is how you handle the data. So they always look for the tools that you use, whether the tools that you use have privacy and security measures or help you meet these standards. Like for example, you need to have a very strict access control. You can't let everybody access all the information. You need to have a very just give us a second.
I think again there is some disconnectivity. So I think our screen is
It's
not
not
visible
visible. Yeah.
now. Okay. Share it again. Okay, hope it's visible now. So WIRC team, please also check why is it getting disconnected often. Meanwhile, we'll just continue.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I was talking about the security standards. So, and and apart from this, I mean, apart from picking the tool and ensuring standards, you also have to, constantly educate your team about the data privacy standards in each of these countries. So you can't get more data than what is actually required. You have to have stringent methods on how you store or dispose the data. And I mean, you can't just send a marketing email to a person. You always have to have their consent. You can't use their data without their consent. You always have to keep them informed about what you're doing. You have to store carefully all of this, right? But it is but when you pick the right system, most of these standards, like most of these privacy regulations, get ingrained as part of the software. Like for example, Zoho is GDPR compliant. So most of these regulations come are goes into the product right while we designed it, right? So when you pick the tool, make sure that it is that it meets the security standards, so that half your burden is taken off, and the rest you just make sure your team is well educated, and you go like there is process compliances in places. Yeah. So we saw about how you can pick the right tools, like some of the criterias that you can look at when you're when you pick the right tool for managing your clients as well as your firms. And I'm not sure how many of you have tried Zoho's applications before, but if not, I would recommend you to give it a try. We have over 40 plus products that helps you manage all aspects of a business, like right from managing your sales, your projects, accounting and analytics, project management. So many applications, right? It can be helpful for you to run your firms and also manage your outsourcing clients. And specifically about the finance applications, we have close to 7 different applications that helps you handle invoicing, accounting, inventory management, payroll, expense approval and reporting, and so on. And each of these products are compliant or have they all I mean, we have multiple editions. We have close to 14 country specific editions, and each of these editions meet the tax requirements of a particular region. Like for example, if you look at the US edition, we support US sales tax. If you look at the UK edition, we support direct VAT filing with HMRC. Likewise, in UAE, we are FDA approved. So each of these editions meet the local tax requirements and are also accredited by local governments and tax authorities. I will let Karthika explain about all of this in detail. But the point I wanted to convey was when you handle international clients from different regions, uh, because we have already taken care of the complaints for each of these regions, you can automatically begin to support your clients' complaints requirements right from day one. Yeah. So I'll from here I think I'll let Karthika explain about the compliance capabilities that our products offer.
Yes, thank you, Geeta. Thank you for setting the context and explaining in detail about what are the things needed to get started with outsourcing. So I hope my screen is still visible. And there was one comment to brief about Zoho Books also, so I'll do that as well. So before that, I'll also quickly brief each of the products we have in our finance and operations suite. So Zoho Books, as you might know already, it is an end-to-end accounting application where you can do your invoicing, your billing, that is take care of your complete account receivables. Then you can also do your accounts payable, end-to-end accounts payable also. And then you can track inventory, you can generate your GST filing reports in India, and for other countries, you will have your that country specific tax reports generated. You can check out your financial reports, any accounting reports. You can do your bank reconciliation. So any accounting activities which you do with any of your traditional applications, you can find them in Zoho Books, and much more also, because it's a cloud application and much customizable also. And then we have Zoho Inventory. So if your clients have more exhaustive elaborative inventory management system, they are looking for inventory management systems like to streamline their order management, warehouse management, then you can try Zoho Inventory, which is in turn integrated with Zoho Books. So just in case they are receiving any orders and inventory, that gets fetched into books, and further invoicing happens. So that's how that integration works. And then if you have your customers, especially outside India, there are a lot of businesses are subscription businesses. So if you are looking for a subscription management application, then Zoho billing would be a good one to go for. And again, that is integrated with Zoho Books. So any subscriptions and invoices that happen there, that gets automatically fetched into Zoho Books, and further you can do the accounting in the books. Then we have Zoho Payroll. So as you know, again, payroll need a lot of compliance to be adhered. So again, we have country specific payroll edition. So we have one in India, we have we have in US also for almost all the states, and then we have in UAE also, and we are working on other editions as well. So if you are using the Indian edition Zoho Payroll, then if you run your parents in Zoho Payroll, then that is also integrated with Zoho Books, so that accounting entry gets posted in Zoho Books. And then we have Zoho Expense. So if you are doing an elaborate expense management, so let us say your clients have a process of submitting the expenses, getting it approved, reimbursed. So there are a lot of steps involved there, right? So in such cases, they can use Zoho Expense, which again integrates with Zoho Books. So all the approved expenses, reimbursed expenses, gets automatically updated to Zoho Books. And if you're someone who is before if your clients are hesitant to start with something big, and they just want to start with invoicing, they are very small now, then you can just get started with something like Zoho Invoice. So it's a very simple invoice management application. So you can just create online invoices and send it to your clients, and then get paid online as well. We also have Zoho Checkout, where if you're looking for a PCI compliant page, because it's difficult to create it on your own, so you can just use our checkout, and you can create a payment page with which you can collect the payments. If you're not going to use any other applications, you can even try start you can start trying Zoho Checkout. And then we also have Zoho Commerce. So if your clients are into retail businesses, they do not have a site yet to showcase their products and sell online, then you can try Zoho Commerce as well. And that in turn is integrated with Zoho Inventory, which in turn is integrated with Zoho Books. So I hope you understand that, when I say it as a suite, it is not just a package of products, but also they are tightly integrated. And beyond all of that, we also offer you Zoho Practice. Geeta would have explained it, that it's a practice management application where you can manage your clients. So if your clients are using Zoho Books, then and you are using Zoho Practice to manage them, then when you are then you can even uh, check the insights of each of the clients finance by getting into their books of accounts from practice itself. So if possible, I'll show you the UI of that as well. So I hope I briefed you about the different finance applications which we have. Now we will talk in detail about Zoho Books as well. So in India, Zoho is a GSP. So we are a GST Suvidha provider. So we help you in creating a GST compliant invoices. We help you do e-invoicing. You can generate e-way bills from here, and you can also do your GST filing. So when it comes to GSTR1, you can completely complete the GST filing itself from Zoho Books. And for GSTR 3B, you can push the returns and complete the filing in GSTN portal. You can do GST 2B and 2A reconciliations here. So now that IMS is also there, that is also available in Zoho Books. And you can do your GSTR 9 filing also from Zoho Books. Apart from that, we also have audit trail, which is recommended by MCA. So any records that you create in Zoho Books, that gets accounted here. No one can delete it. So any of the so it is a multi-user application. So any transactions that get created, edited, updated, we will have a track of who is doing that and what is that update, and you will be also able to compare the changes. So, and this audit trail is available by default and it cannot be disabled. So that is with respect to India. Beyond India, we have Zoho Books for different countries. So to name a few, we have a US edition where we manage the sales tax pretty well. We have a UK edition where we are MTD compliant and we handle the VAT. In UAE, we are FTA accredited and we handle VAT and corporate tax. We have Kenyan edition, we have Mexico edition, we have Canada edition where we have done tax automations where we handle federal and provincial taxes pretty well. And in Kenya we are e-teams compliant. And in Germany also we have an edition where we take care of Germany standards. And as Geetha said, we are GDPR compliant, so we take care of the privacy and security also pretty well. And we have different data centers also. So if you are doing this, if your clients are doing business in Europe, in UK, then they can create their accounts in .eu domain. And if they are in Canada, they want to have their Zoho Books in .ca domain, that is available. And similarly, even in India, if you want to have it in INDC, then you can create your account in IN. Okay, so all of these compliance part has been taken care by us. So before I start talking about US edition, I'll just quickly show you the screen of Zoho Books. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, so whatever edition you're using in Zoho Book, be it India, US, your Canada, Kenya, name it, whatever it could be, the UI would be pretty much the same. Okay, so once you learn Zoho Books, then it's you would be able to use any of the editions very easily. The only differences would be the taxes and maybe one or two features which is very specific to that country. So when you log into Zoho Books, you will have a very user friendly UI here. So it would be self explanatory. If you click on any of these things, you know what to create, and you can just get started. So just for an idea, when you're setting up any clients organizations, if you are going to set up the Zoho Books organization for your clients, you can get started with the settings. So here in the, or as the name says, organization, any details about their organizations, this is a section where you are going to enter. Like what you can focus is on this location. So based on this location, the features of that edition will be included. So let us say if you are going to create the organization with location USA, then all the features of US edition will be available in this organization. Similarly, access and compliances. So if you come to this section, you will be able to find the taxes of that particular edition. So in some of the editions, you would have to create those taxes, and in some of the editions, the taxes will get auto-populated, which I'll explain in the upcoming slides. And you and your clients, for whichever client you're going to set up this organization, their staffs can be users here, and you and your staffs can be users as well in and you can invite them, or your client should invite each of you with whatever access he wants to provide you. Okay, and then for each of the modules, you can set up some preferences here, so you can explore these modules later, or you can also check out our YouTube video which we have done in detail about the Zoho books. So once you're done with your basic settings, you will have to set up their masters, which would be like items. So when you're setting up the items, you can choose whether it is a goods or a service, and you can choose the tax, whether it is taxable or non-taxable. You can track inventory if it is an inventory item, and then you'll be setting up the customers. So when you're setting up the customers, again, based on each of the edition, you will be able to choose the treatments if required, whether it is a taxable or a non-taxable customer, and the currency of the customer. As based on that, your transactions would be created. Similarly, you can also set up the vendors. So whatever I set for customer is applicable for the vendor as well. So it is as simple as this, setting up the masters. You will have an option to enter the opening balances. So when you're starting with Zoho Books, if it is not a new business, obviously you will be bringing the trial balance as a closing balance here, closing balance of the previous application as an opening balance here. So here is a section where you can update that. We allow you to import the opening balance as well. So you can do that, or you can enter it manually here. So just one thing to notice is that all the customers would be mapped to accounts receivable account. So if you have customer wise closing balances, you will have to import the customer wise closing balances under accounts receivable, and the vendor wise opening balances in the accounts payable. So they are automatically mapped, and all other accounts closing balances can be entered here. All the items closing stocks will be mapped to inventory stock, something called inventory asset account, and that would come as a here we would call it as opening stock in Zoho Books. So these are some terminologies which you would have to learn, because it might be quite different from the traditional applications. So that is it. You have set up the Zoho Books organization, and after that you can just get started creating the transaction. So usually it would be your clients who will be creating the transaction, so they can just go, and if when they have to create an invoice, all they would do is choose the customer and choose the items which they want to sell, and every other details will get auto populated because you have done the settings already. So you have set up the taxes, you have set up your own profile, so we know what is your business location. You have set up the items, you have provided what is the tax rate, and you have also provided the rate of the item. So all of these details will get auto picked, and they have to just click as save and send, which and the invoice would get sent to the customers. So once the transaction is created, the journal gets automatically posted. I'll just show you a sample. So no one has to create a journal manually here. So as an accountant, you can come and verify the journals here. So that would ease your job as well. And you can go to the reports and check the detailed journal reports and any business reports, any accounting reports. So we provide, so be it sales report, inventory reports, receivable reports. So you can check out those reports as well. And we have a banking section also, so you can add the bank accounts. The customer, your clients can add the bank accounts here, and we allow PDF imports in India, and any other any Excel import or a CSV import is also available. You can also set up the integration with banks, which allows automatic fetching of statements into Zoho Books. So once the statements are available here, you and your team can do the reconciliation. So when you click on any statements, we intelligently show you some results here to match. So either you can match them, and you can also traditionally go and do the reconciliation of account, where you can enter the closing balance of that account, and then since you have already matched the transactions, we will show you the total of that, and it will be easy to reconcile, or you can manually do that as well. So I hope I've given you a brief of Zoho Books. So now you have an idea of how Zoho Books look like. Now let's get into the taxes and the support compliance tax support which we offer from Zoho books for each of the editions. So what we support in US edition is we help you configure the sales tax completely here, and based on that you can create transactions, and then you can have the sales tax liability report generated in Zoho books, which can be used for filing. I'll just show that. So as I said, you will have this taxes section where you can create the taxes. Okay. So you can also go to the tax authorities. So first you can set up the different authorities you have there. And then when you create a tax rate, you'll be able to associate that tax authority. And in the tax settings, you can further do some more settings, like where do you want to override the tax, or whether you want to have the tax in purchase transactions. Those kind of settings you can do. You can also create some tax exemption. So for a customer or for an item, if there is any exemption because it's a non-profit, or be it any other case, you can create those exemptions also. So as I showed before, when you're creating a customer, you will be able to choose whether the customer is taxable or tax exempt. So based on this, when you're creating an invoice, automatically either the default tax or the state-wise tax will be picked based on the settings which you have made, or it would get selected as tax exempt. So now when you're creating an invoice, based on the customer you have chosen, and based on the items which you are selling, the tax will get automatically picked. So you do not have to pick the tax. And then you can just save these transactions. Now, if you go to the report section, in the taxes, moment, it's a bit slow. So you'll have the sales tax liability report generated. You can choose the date range for which you want this report, and you can export this and use this for your filing. So if you do not, if let us say your clients have a big business and their number of customers are really high, then instead of having, adding this taxes manually, you can also go with Avalara integration if they prefer. So the place where you had set up the taxes, you'll also have an option to integrate with Avalara. Okay. So either you can go to settings, integrations, and you will find this Avalara, or in this taxes and compliance also, you will find the Avalara. So you can connect. Once you connect, it would ask you for certain details related to Avalara. When you provide these details, it would ask you to set up the tax code for the items, and then based on your business location and the state and the item codes which you have mentioned, the Avalara will take care of associating the tax rates to the invoices and credit notes, and even in the shipping charges, because the taxes needs to be applied there. And then in Avalara you can see all these details being pushed there, and you can continue the filing from there. So similarly, next I'll show you how you can do it for the Canada edition. So I'll also show you how you can manage multiple organizations in Zoho Books. Okay, so let us say you have a customer in US and you have another customer in Canada, and if both of them exist in .com, then you can access all those organizations within the same login itself. Okay, so this is a US edition org. If I want to switch to a different org, then I can just click on this and switch to that org. Okay. So in Canada edition, if you go to this taxes section, so again, as I said, in all the editions, the UI is going to be the same. So if you go to settings, taxes, and you come to this taxes section, you will find the default tax rates available. Okay, so you do not have to create it. for each of the provinces, the tax rate would be automatically created. Okay, if I click on this, you can see all these tax rates automatically available. Okay. Again, in the organization, you would have set up your organization details. So based on these details, and based on how you're configuring your customers, so you, when you are creating your customer, you would be providing their currency, their address. So based on based on the customer's address, based on your business location and the province, with all of that, when you are creating an invoice, the tax rate will get automatically populated. Okay, so again, you do not have to choose what tax should be provided. Okay, so after you save the transactions, the journal gets automatically created, and the returns, I mean the reports also get automatically created. So in Canada, we have multiple returns available. I'll show you that as well. Okay, so you would have to configure what are the returns you need. Okay, so if based on the provinces, they have business in. So it could be GST, HST return, BCPST return, or SKPST return. So whatever is applicable, you can go with them. So if you click on that, you will find the returns, and you can click on generate, and this can be used for further filing. Once you have done the filing, if you have any tax payments to be recorded, then you can come to this section and record. And if there are any adjustments, that can be recorded in the tax adjustments. So you can find this tax payment section also in most of the editions to record your tax payments. In fact, in Canada, we are also working on the reports for T4A and T5018, and it would also have an option for e-filing soon. Next, we'll move to UK. So since I've showed you the UI of the product, I hope now it's clear. So I'll just talk about the features in the upcoming slides. But if you want me to show something, do let me know. So again, just like how you have set the taxes in US and Canada, for UK also you can do your VAT settings from again the taxes section. So in UK we are MTD compliant. So if your client's business turnover reaches a certain threshold, it is mandatory in UK for them to use an application which is MTD compliant. So here you can set up the VAT registration of your client. You can do all kind of VAT settings, like whether they trade outside UK or not, and whether it's accrual cash, and if there will be any reverse charge. You can do those settings in the settings. And once you are done with that, you can go to the customer section and choose the VAT treatment there. So just like India, how we have different GST treatments, so there also they have VAT treatments. And based on this, when invoices are created, the taxes will be picked up. So while creating invoices, you can choose those VAT treatments. And after creating invoices, you can go to the VAT filing section of Zoho Books, where you can see the VAT returns. So in UK edition, we support direct filing with HMRC. So either if you do not prefer to file from Zoho Books, you can also export this report and file it in the HMRC portal and come and mark as file here. Otherwise, you can complete the filing right from Zoho Books. And if there are any VAT payments made, then you can record in the VAT payment section. Next up, in Germany edition, we are GOBD compliant. So in Germany, it is mandatory for all the businesses to use to have the records of their books, the books in an electronic application. Okay, so Zoho Books and other finance applications are of course on cloud electronic, so they are GOBD compliant. We have certification also available. It's there on our site. And then it generally all the data that is exported and used for filing or any kind of reports, that should be in the dative format. So if you go to any section of Zoho Books, then we also we have a option to export it in the dative format. I'll show you the screenshot of that. So you will have a module called data e-export. So you can go to that section and you can export the complete accounting data which you have in Zoho Books in the data format. Next, in Germany, it is also quite mandatory to have the invoices, credit notes in the Exrechnung format. So even emailing the invoices to the client should have this option. So whether you are emailing the invoices to your clients or you are exporting the data, or let us say you have your previous data in some in this format and you want to import it in Zoho Books, all of these are supported here. Also, when you're setting up the chart of accounts for a German organization, then we support SKR accounting standards. So be it 4 or 5, whatever version, you will be able to import it in those formats here. We also have an Australia edition. So if you have so whatever I said remains the same here also. So in the settings taxes section, you can create the tax rates which is applicable in Australia. Then you can create the transactions with those tax rates, and then we support in creating the BAS reports. So you can export that report from Zoho Books, file it, and then mark as filed here. So all the countries which I spoke till now, they are the major, they are potential, outsourcing clients for you. So those are the countries which you can focus. But I'm sure you'll also have clients in, no, mostly I have also noticed that, the people who do in business in India, maybe first try expanding in UAE. So if you have clients who have business in India and in UAE also, then you can definitely use our UAE edition also. In fact, we also have edition in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia also. I have not included the slides here, but there also we have handled the VAT. So in UAE, again, you can create your customers with different VAT treatments, and based on that, when you're creating your invoices, the rates get chosen, and then here you can generate your VAT returns and then export it to file your returns. And once you're done, you can mark as filed here. And this is an FT accredited application, so you can go with the VAT returns which are generated in Zoho Books. We have also covered direct tax in UAE edition, so you can generate the corporate tax returns also from Zoho Books. In Kenya also, we have eTIMS integration. So if even here you can set up your VAT and then you can complete your eTIMS integrations. So you can generate your e-invoices right from the system. So since it's integrated with eTIMS, once the invoice gets generated and you push it to eTIMS, a QR gets posted on automatically in the invoice, just like we have e-invoicing in India. And then of course you also have your sales and purchase reports generated automatically in Zoho Books, which can be used for your filing. Recently we launched our South Africa edition also. So even here we support the VAT. So you can do the settings in the VAT settings section, and then domestic reverse charge is a thing there, so you can enable those option also here. So when you're raising your invoices or bills, if you enable the option of domestic reverse charge, um, it will be taken care and the reports will be generated automatically. So VAT audit report gets generated automatically in Zoho Books, and it is SARS ready. You can export it and you can file your returns. We also have a Mexico edition. So even here the same thing. So you can set up your VAT rates and you can create your invoices. So here also we support e-invoicing. So if you set up the integration, you can generate e-invoices right from the system. And in Mexico, it is important to stamp your invoices, credit notes, and even payments in certain cases. So you can do that stamping right from Zoho Books itself. So I have covered the major editions which we support and how you can set them up. I mean, how you can do some minimum settings here, and just you can, once your clients start using it, and how it would be easy for you to manage them. If as we have already talked about Zoho Practice, if you're going to use Zoho Practice to manage your clients, it might be even simpler for you, because if your clients are using Zoho Books, then uh, we let you to drill down into each of the insights by directly going to Zoho Books itself. Maybe I'll just show you the UI of practice as well. Just give me one moment. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how the UI of Zoho practice looks like. So here first you have to onboard your clients. Okay, so that is as simple as just adding your clients, and you can import your Zoho clients. So those who are using Zoho Books, right? So you can just click on. So since you would be also users in those organization, it would show you the list of your clients, and you can just click on it, and you can, and these clients will get added here. Okay, so you can see that you can do the client management here. If you have to collaborate with your clients, okay, so let us say you want some documents from them, and based on that you would process a couple of things, so you might raise a client request here. This goes to your client, and they would reply you there. Okay, so such requests can be created here. So this is the major thing which I would like to highlight. You will have insights related to your clients here. So let's say you can see in the screen, so if there was something, some GST returns, this is a Indian edition organization. So it's showing you the GST related things. So it will show you if something is unfiled, or even like, if there is any, like it says that there is an unusual decrease of certain amount in the accounts receivable. So any anomaly it sees, it would let you know. And any approval. So let us say they have set, a client has set up an approval system with you. Like, when certain bill is above certain amount, or invoice, for certain invoices, let us say if there is any tax complications involved there, and they want you to have a look at it, so they have set up an approval that, it should first come to you, and only once you approve it, then they would send that invoice to the customer. So it would even show those things here. So if you have not yet approved, it would show you right from here, and if you click on it, it will take you to the client's organization, Zoho Books organization. Okay, and if your client is using Zoho Expense, and if something is not right there, all of those things, or there are a lot of pending reviews, all of those things you can check here. And for your client, if there are uncategorized bank transactions, you have not yet completed the bank reconciliations, those things also you can check here. So you see these insights are client wise, and you can choose the client here, and all the details which I'm showing you here will be pertaining to that particular client. You can all add all your juniors or the staffs also here, who would helping you in doing this management. So you can create tasks for them. Okay, so like, to each of the person you can create a task, and for that task you can also create a lot of subtask, also set a due date, and based on that due date you'll have alerts, and it would be easy for you to manage them as well. And since you're providing this consultation to them, obviously you will be charging your clients, right? So based on all the activities which you have done, you can come to this time tracking module, and you can even convert these time. If you have logged your time here, you can convert these as as invoices, and send it to your clients. You can do the document management here in the document section. So obviously you will have a lot of documents to manage from each of your client. So you can collect those documents and have it added here. You can associate those documents to a particular client, so that can also be done here. So it's an overall practice management applications. We are also coming up with a lot of new features, even here. So like, submitting your work paper, or not just Zoho Books clients. Like let's say you have clients out of Zoho Books also, you can manage them here. You can add them here, and you can provide a client portal to them to interact with them, and do your client management. So I hope you have an idea about Zoho practice as well now. And with this, I think I would like to wrap up about all that we offer from the finance suite of applications. If you have any questions, we can take it up. So for any Q&A on Zoho Books and this whole compliance or outsourcing part, please post your questions in Q&A window. It would be easy for us to answer. Or if you want me to elaborate anything in specific, what are the types of certification courses of Zoho? Can you elaborate on that? See, if you want to learn Zoho Books, actually, you are just free to learn it. You can just sign up for our application. You can just go to books.zoho.com or books.zoho.in and sign up for it, and you can learn it. But if you're looking for a certification, yes, we do provide certifications. So I'll just share my email ID in this chat. If any one of you is interested, please drop me an email and I'll have it arranged for you.
And we also have another question where it's about how to subscribe to Zoho Books. Like you mentioned, yes, you need to subscribe online. We can also show you how it's done. And also about your question on whether the subscription is country specific, yes, the subscription is specific to each country. So you can pay in US dollars for a US edition, INR in INR for an Indian edition. Karthika will also show you about how you can subscribe, and she's also currently showing you the pricing screen. So if you just look for Zoho Books on the website, it'll automatically take you to this page, and when you click on pricing, the pricing tab, it'll show you information on the different pricing plans as well as the capabilities that each of these plans offer.
So you can check this for each of the edition. So in the pricing page also, you'll have an option to choose the edition. Okay, so let's say you're looking for Canada, then you can just click on Canada and you will see the Canada pricing here. Now, how do you subscribe for it? So first you sign up for this. If you're not yet signed up for Zoho Books, you can just first sign up for it. Okay, so here you will have an option to sign up. Okay, so once you do that, you have to create a Zoho Books organization. So it's very simple. You have to just provide your email ID and some basic details, and then you can go to the subscriptions.
You can also show the sign up process.
Yeah.
Sign up. From the pricing. You need to open an incognito.
You have to share entire screen.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just a moment. Share entire screen.
Okay, that's okay. 1 second. Minimize. Share here.
Share first. Share. So we are just showing you how you can sign up. Just one moment.
I hope you can see our screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just search for Zoho Books. So when you search for Zoho Books, it'll take you to this page. And from here, like if you just click on start free trial, it will take you through the sign up process. So you just have to enter your basic information and create an account with Zoho. And once that's done, you will have a Zoho Books organization just like this. And you can use all of the features, and we give you 14-day for any user, we give 14-day free trial so they can explore all of the features. And once you are ready to subscribe, you can just click on the settings icon and look for manage subscription. So it's right over here, or you can even use this search bar to search for the subscription settings. And over here, you can decide the plan that you want and go ahead with the payment. You can either choose monthly or yearly payments. But for CAs, we have a
Okay.
special.
So yeah, if for you to try out our product, okay, so actually we have uh, 3 years free plan with ICAI. So you can go to the ICAI website and there you will be able to find this option. So not just Zoho Books, we give you Zoho Practice, Zoho Payroll, Zoho Expense, and Zoho Inventory also. So you can try all these 5 apps for free. It can be used for you for your firm. Uh, uh, so it would be in Indian edition. I'm mentioning that as well. So you can try this as well instead of subscribing. And so regarding training, I've shared my email ID. So you can drop me an email where we can get on a call and understand what kind of training you would require. But otherwise, if you want to explore, actually, we do have a training page. You can directly go for that as well. So if you just Google search Zoho Books training, you'll find that. I'll share that link with you.
It's not showing up again. I mean, you can
Yeah.
email Karthika. Like she shared her email
Yeah.
address. You can also send her an email, and she's also showing the.
Like, so either you can go for personal training or you can go and register in the physical institutes as well. So the pricing is also listed here, and at the end of the page you have the contact details as well, and or you can just email me and we can help you with further. And actually we also provide partner program. So like if many CAs are already partners with us, so you can also become our partner. So if you are interested in that as well, you can drop me an email. We can arrange a meeting with you. For partners, obviously when you join our program and you become our partner, so trainings become a part of that process as well. So do you provide training too? As I said, yes, you can go for these trainings, or you can just sign up the product and try out the products. And if you have any questions, you can just drop an email or connect on chat or call and get your doubts clarified. Where can we get a complete practical understanding of the application? Again, I think I've already answered it. And you can also go to YouTube, check out our help resources. We have a lot of videos on our product, so you can try them as well.
Stop the sharing.
Do we have any other questions? Where can we get the YouTube links? Okay. So we'll just share you. Okay, that is a question. Is
Got it.
this application advertised overseas? Yes, of course. In fact, we started Zoho Books in US first. So we have a quite good user base at US, and we have customers in Canada, UAE, and all the editions which I was talking about. We have customers for all of those editions. So yes, we are available in all the markets.
Is migration from, there's another question on migrating from other system. Yes, it is possible. We also have, off-the-shelf tools for some of the applications, so you can easily migrate the data. And for the rest, you have, each of the module in Zoho Books comes with an import option. And we also share the sample file. So upfront on how the data needs to be formatted in order to be imported within Zoho Books. We also have detailed webinars on how the data can be migrated. And I think one of the WoW series that's going to come up
The next.
next week or so is going to be on how you can migrate data to Zoho Books. So Karthika is currently showing you the import option for the invoice module. So likewise, you also have the option to import data into other modules. So you can start with setting up the basic business profile and then enter the opening balances. So you can bring in the closing balance from the previous system and enter them as opening balance in books. And then you can import the master data like the customers, items, vendors, and then go on with importing importing any open transactions. And then you have to ensure that the trial balance from your previous system matches with what you see in the product.
So if you go to this Zoho Books channel, you will find those videos and webinars as well. So here you can search for migration or anything. You'll be able to find those videos as well. And as Geetha said, next week we are going to have a session on migrating to Zoho Books. So you can join that session as well. So I have shared my email ID already. I'll just share it again. Can clients data, and so this is my email ID. If you have any specific questions, you can reach out to me, or if you want to reach out Zoho support, anyways, all the numbers are available on our site. You can reach out on those numbers as well. Can clients data from Tally be imported to Zoho for GST returns? If your question is, can clients data be migrated from Tally to Zoho Books? Definitely yes. For GST returns, if the question is, can you do GST filing from Zoho Books? Yes, definitely you can. Or if you have not filed the GST returns yet, you are going to use Zoho Books for filing the returns. Yes, that is also possible. You have to import the data here and you can start your filing from here. That is also there. If I'm migrating, can I have any support from Zoho team? How it goes? Yes, definitely. So, so we will have to discuss on at what level you would need support. Let us say you are going. If you want, you can let us know what is the volume you are trying to migrate, and do you want us to migrate, or we also have consultants available who can do the migration for you. So either you can avail those kind of services, or let us say you are migrating on your own, which is also very well possible. And if you're facing any errors or if you have any questions and you want us to help you with that, that is also possible. Some clients are already using Zoho for invoicing and receivable management, but not using the software for preparation of P&L and DS. Can we split the data and change the opening balances in Zoho like in Tally? Okay. If you have your clients who are already using it for invoicing alone and now you want to get started with accounting, I would suggest you to go for a new organization. That would be better. Or if you are going to migrate the previous data, so let's say, or you have your invoicing data here and now you want all the now if you can bring the other information also, like the purchases, inventory data also into Zoho Books, and have the date on which they started using invoicing as the opening balance date, then you can start continuing Zoho Books just like that. If you find that as complicated, then you can just start a new organization in Zoho Books have this fiscal year's date as the opening balance date, and have that only the closing balance brought as an opening balance here, and just get started. So that would be the better approach. Whether it have the option to close the year end financials or year end split off like tally. So actually, one of the benefit advantages of Zoho Books is that you do not have to close your balances every year or every month. Zoho Books does it automatically. If you're done with your auditing, if you're confident of closing your I mean, you're done with all the activities of the accounts and you do not want anyone to disturb your account, we provide you an option called transaction locking. So you can just even go and lock the transactions so that no one disturbs those transactions. Whereas you do not have to close your accounts here. You do not have to do that year end activity which you do in your traditional application. However, if that question is related to to the other previous question which we had on, I want to start using Zoho Books for accounting now. So, do you have an option to enter the opening balance for that year now so that I can start using? Instead of doing that, you can just create a new organization and get started. That would be the better way to do in Zoho Books.
Yeah, so another question again on data import. So you can certainly import data from other systems, just like how Karthika showed you earlier. Each of the modules in Zoho Books has an import option, and we also offer the sample files. So you can format the data in the format that is compatible with Zoho Books and import the data module by module. And for some of the accounting systems, we already have an in-house tool. So if it's one of those systems that you're using, you can use the tool to migrate the data even faster. And we also have accounting partners who help with migrating the information. So there are multiple ways in which you can migrate your data to Zoho Books.
Okay. We have another question. Is it possible to file income tax return? So, if it's specific to India, currently, no, we do not support filing of income tax return directly. But you can use our various reports to find the values which you need to file the income tax returns. So, and if you have any particular questions on that, you can let me know. We can help you with that. But yeah, there is no direct income tax filing report option. In UAE, we support corporate tax reports. So, using that, you can file your returns. But apart from that, I don't think in any other editions we support directly income tax returns. All right. So since we have a lot of questions on import and migration, I think you folks should definitely join our next session, which is on how to migrate to Zoho Books. So I'm sure that session would be helpful. If you have any other questions also, please do post. We are available. I have also shared a recorded webinar on how to migrate to Zoho Books, which we have done a couple of years ago. But all the information which we have provided there still stands right, so you can refer to this link as well. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Any questions on outsourcing uh, or taxes or any our country specific additions or any features? So actually what we covered today was more towards the compliance part, but otherwise there are a lot of other features also which could be specific to an edition. Let us say you're doing business in US, then the businesses would be looking for the payment gateways that are supported in that region, right? So such kind of supports are also available. language, which we talked in one of the slides, which Geetha spoke about, right? So if it is in UAE, then Arabic support would be there at the UI level or at the invoice customization level. Similarly, Spanish in the required region. So such language customizations will also be there. So if you have any questions on that, on such notes also, you can let me know.
There's another question on whether backdated entries can be made. Yes, you can certainly bring in data historical transactions. So as you enter any transaction, you can enter the respective date and go ahead with capturing those information. And the training, yes, we also have country specific training. Apart from that, we also have webinars for each of the country specific edition. And there again, we'll focus more on the country specific features that each of our editions offer. So, I would recommend you writing to support or checking out our existing online materials. You can also be part of the online webinars that we conduct frequently.
Okay. So if you are very specific about the training program, training link, which I was showing on the page. So yeah, so see, as I said, if you know Zoho books, you would not need specific training for each of the editions separately. Okay. But in that training, if you want us to cover different countries, okay, so that can be covered. That's not a problem. Even in today's session, as I showed you, it's only the taxes that are going to be different in each of the editions, and few things like the payment gateways or languages. So these will be some of the differences. So that would be part of the training. But if you want an extensive training for each of the editions separately, that is also possible. Not a problem.
There's a question on partner.
Okay, so what is a partner program? So you can partner with us, and obviously any program comes with benefits. So like you would be listed in our site. So if you go, if see any Zoho Books customers, if they want a consultant or if they want an accountant who knows Zoho Books, they would be looking for those accountants, right? So you would be listed in our site. So based on your region or based on your expertise, they will choose you. So that is one benefit. Like you will find your clients via this once you become our partners. Then collaboratively we do a lot of things with partners. So maybe, I mean, once we sign the partnership, we can even explain in detail about what would be those things. But with respect to our product features, if any new feature is coming up, then we first we disclose it to our partners, and then they can utilize it for their clients first. So such things will be there, of course. So main thing I would say as a takeaway would be that you would get clients via our site, because we are listing you there. And from support point of view also, since you will be our partners, we'll have dedicated support system for you, so who will be helping you with any kind of implementations or any questions on the products and things like that.
And there's another question on audit trail. Yes, we do have a audit trail which captures every other changes that happens in the product. And you also have version comparison. So you will be able to compare different versions of a transaction and see what has changed and who has changed it and when it was changed. So all those information will be available as part of the audit trail, as well as the activity log feature that we have.
Okay, you have an inventory question. It's quite specific. Yes, you can drop me an email and we can connect. Okay. Okay. If you have dropped me an email regarding the partner program, also I'll get back to you.
So, and also we are sharing this is the right link, right?
No, mail point.
Mail out.
So anyone who is interested in becoming a partner, please drop me an email and I'll connect you to our relationship manager. Paste.
It will be paste the YouTube.
I'm just sharing my email ID again. So let us know if you have any other questions as well.
Link that we need to share. I'm also sharing the link that where you can register for our partner program. Okay, so there's another question on how long does it take to learn the software? For you, the learning curve is going to be very, very short because you are already an expert, and we have made the software in such a way that it is easy for anybody to use it. It doesn't really require someone to have an accounting background, and for CAs, it's going to be extremely easy. So, and Karthika mentioned some of, if you have been using other systems, there can be few differences in terms of terminologies. But once you get a hang of it, it's going to be very easy for you to use the product. And at any time, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to our team.
Okay. So do we have any other questions? So there was one question on freelancing. So I've sent my email ID. You can connect with me. Anyone who wants, want to connect specifically on those things like trainings, what do I do about it? Such questions, you can drop me an email, as we would have to discuss that individually. But if your question is generally on training, I've shared you the links. So either you can just go and register for training directly from there, or drop me an email. We can connect and we can arrange a training session for you. If you want to become a partner also, I've sent you the link. You can either go register there and the team will contact you, or just drop me an email. We can connect. And once you become a partner, you will be listed in our site, and that's how you will climb. That's the that's how usually you will get client. But of course, once you become our partner, you'll have some perks. So we will be able to let you know once we sign the partnership with you.
That's another question.
Tally versus Zoho Books. What are the main difference? And in India, how do Zoho Books compete with Tally? Okay. So, okay, see, Tally is an accounting application, and so is Zoho Books. That's a similarity, I would say. But apart from that, I wouldn't say we can directly compare Tally and Zoho Books, because Zoho Books is quite modern. First thing, it's on cloud completely. Okay, and then the way accounting is done is quite different in Zoho Books than Tally. So when I was explaining you the opening balances, the way accounts are handled is quite different. So that is one thing you would have to learn in Zoho Books. And it's here the things are more automated. Okay, so as I said, when you post transactions, journals get posted automatically. So you do not have to maintain your customers and vendors as accounts here, not as start of accounts here. They'll be just your customers and vendors. So from a business point of view, your clients will be able to easily use Zoho Books, and that would reduce your manual work. So you would not have to post entries for them. they will be creating those transactions, they will be able to send the documents to the clients, and you have to just take care of their accounting. So since transactions are available in Zoho Books, GST reports are getting automatically generated, you can just go file returns for them. Since journal reports are available, all the financial reports are available here, business overview reports are available here, you can just take them up and go for auditing. Or if you see any anomaly, or if you want to advise them, you can do an advisory role there. So most of the manual entry work which happens in accounting can be reduced a lot in Zoho Books. Okay, is it similar to QuickBooks? Well, yeah. If you're asking whether it's on cloud, so yeah, such similarities would be there in with QuickBooks. But of course, when there are two applications, differences will be there. So even the way accounts are handled in books, Zoho Books and QuickBooks might be slightly different. So that you would have to learn. But yeah. In US, so QuickBooks, we are one of the competitors for QuickBooks. So yeah, if you know QuickBooks, maybe Zoho Books, you will be able to learn Zoho Books easily. But UI wise, again, I would say I find user Zoho Books much more user friendly than QuickBooks. So there will be some differences.
So the major advantage I would say that Zoho Books has is it tightly integrates with other business applications. Like for instance, we have Zoho CRM that you use for customer relation management, and it's pre-integrated with Zoho Books. So whenever you add a potential in CRM, it automatically syncs back to Zoho Books. So your sales team, and whenever you create a transaction for this particular contact, this invoice will be visible within CRM as well. So both your sales team as well as the accounting team has access to the same source of information, and not just CRM. Books, Zoho Books integrates with other applications as well. Like for instance, Zoho Projects, Books integrates with Zoho Analytics, which is our BI tool. So the best part about Zoho Books, apart from offering you the accounting features, is that it tightly integrates with rest of the business application. So you can manage your entire firm's activities on one single platform. So you don't really have to, you know. Worry about handling, working with multiple software vendors, or syncing the data manually between different systems. So that's another advantage that Zoho Books offers. And apart from that, as I mentioned earlier, it comes with a lot of automation capabilities. So you can put a lot of things on autopilot, and manage things efficiently. And as I mentioned, the collaboration capabilities, that is something that nobody would expect to get from an accounting system, right? But apart from managing your financial information, Zoho Books also helps you to handle other aspects of managing your firm's activity. You can collaborate, you have access to all the information. We have a very strong mobile application, so most of the activities that you do from the web application can be done right from the mobile. You can create an invoice, you can check reports, you can get your estimate approval, you can make payments and all of that. So most of the activities can be done from the mobile application as well. So if you have any other questions, please post in the chat. We would be happy to answer. So we are just checking if we have left any other question unanswered.
Okay, someone has asked YouTube channel link for the previous session. So if WIRC team can post that link, that would be helpful. So I've just shared the Zoho Books webpage also, so you can just go there and try out the product. And I've also shared the YouTube channel again, Zoho Books YouTube channel, where we have videos on Zoho Books. Anything new gets posted there. And we also have the recorded videos in different languages also about Zoho Books, so you can check them out.
So we also have a multilingual support and pre-sales team here. So if anybody wants to converse in Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, or any language for that
And
matter,
Marathi also.
Marathi
Yeah.
also. So please feel free to call us. We have a multilingual team, so you can connect with us and speak with in a language that you prefer. And we also have chat support, so you can instantly connect with our team on chat as well.
Okay, so I think we are done with the questions. There are no more questions. So over to you, WIRCT.
Thank you so much. This is CA Renusha here. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank both of you, Geeta ji and Karthika ji. Thank you so much for your valuable guidance on Zoho Books and taking out the time for training all of us here. Also answering each of the questions so patiently. So on behalf of WRC, I would like to thank you for interacting with us and explaining us the nuances of Zoho Books and how we can become partners as well as take benefits from the current training programs that you have.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone. Thank you, everyone, for spending your time and listening to us. Thank you so much.